Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I've seen better days. So fun fact is I actually have a tooth missing. But I haven't felt well. Had a headache for 2 days. I barely got any sleep. So this is what you get. So I can't get my parcel to work with me. Plus I've had some mouth pain, so like struggle's been real. So the illusion of perfect teeth is out the window tonight. Okay, it's late. I'm tired. I did drink some hot chocolate, just like listening to the quietness. My son has had croup, so they gave him freaking steroid, so he was loud as hell and bouncing off the walls today, and I was already in like sensory overload, and so my ears are on fire. Anyways, aside from my struggles, a viewer requested like a video on like the books review. Ooh, I really gotta get my hair redone. Sorry, my ADHD is getting the best of me. And I was like, that's not a bad idea, except I don't usually have a lot to say. So like my videos are usually straight to the point and aren't very rambly, mostly because I don't have that much to say. So we will give it a go. See how it goes. These are 2 books I got from the library. I don't have the physical copy anymore, so you'll just see pictures. And I would like a thumbs up to let me know if you like this video, or a thumbs down, whichever, like or don't like. And that will let me know if I should do more reviews like this, because I'm not the most charismatic, okay? Like, I trip over my words, I have a stutter, not gonna lie, and I have a hard time talking in general. But we will see how this goes. The first one is Spellcrafting, looking at my dandy notes. And obviously this book was all about spellcasting, just like the name suggests, you know, right in your face. And it had like the basics of spellcasting, see, tripping over my words, such as what is a spell, when to use a spell, and the benefits of spellcasting. Since my brain isn't that great, I write what I'm thinking in the moment so I can remember it later. Anybody else like that? Anyway, it also has like the ethics of spell casting and like the consequences that could happen. The book seemed like a little Wicca based to me. You know, like it comes back to you ×3 or whatever. Like, I mean, it's good you put the consequences on it, but the way it's worded kind of seems Wicca based to me, and I'm not really all about Wicca. So like, if you read it and feel that way too, just like read around that aspect, I guess. It has crafting and casting a spell. This book is totally beginner based. I liked how much info was in it. Sadly, I already knew half of it because I do a lot of research, and I have ADHD, so like constantly doing different things on the internet or whatever. And I learned a lot from my research before I got this book. I wish I would have had this book before I found a lot of that, because it would have been a whole lot less confusing. I'm just saying. Like, there's stuff in there I obviously didn't know, but like the first half that I read, I've already heard a dozen times throughout the Witchy community, because I'm in like a couple groups and an amino group, and it has a lot of information on there, and a lot of them have like the sources where they found their information. Anyways, moving on. It also talks about the 13 moons that are in one calendar year. So it talks about like the lunar cycles and stuff and moon magic, which I thought was pretty cool. I actually should have wrote some of that down. I have a habit of reading faster than my brain can comprehend, so I don't like, it doesn't click. But I was in a hurry because the book needed to be back soon, so like I read as quick as I could. It also has like the moon difference between waxing and waning, different moon signs, which was nice to know because I was very confused. But I probably don't remember it. I think like the waxing is when it begins and the waning is when it ends. I don't know. Don't listen to me. I honestly don't know that. I'm gonna have to reread that because apparently my brain did not comprehend that. But at the time, I thought it was very interesting and helped me understand, but now that went out the window. It has things like solar phases, season phases, correspondences and what they are, the elements. The way I learned on invoking and evoking was basically input and output. So when I heard invoking and like understanding it, it was when you have like the spirit channeling inside you. However, when they talk about that, they call it aspecting. And invoking means something entirely different. I can't remember what they used, so I mean, keep that in mind when you read this too, because the words are a little different. But until this book, I learned it as invoking, you channel it inside you, and evoking, you kind of like bring it to your bubble and like talk to it or whatever. And like everything, it talks about visualization, but I have learned that I have aphantasia. I can't visualize, so these books are starting to aggravate me. But I'm trying to learn outside that. But like, it talks about visualization. That's for a whole nother video on my journey with visualization. Pros and cons of being in a coven and being a solitary witch, which had very good points in here. Though, of course, I learned those through, like, YouTube videos, but those were pretty good points. And it had a phrase in here that I liked. It said, better to be thought a fool than to open one's mouth and prove it to be true. Also, I like that it had a lot of resources. I wish I would have had time to write them down, but I didn't. But, like, where it's got its information, it even had, like, recommended books and, like, other witchy things you could check out. So, I mean, that was pretty cool. Overall, I liked the book. Just, it was kind of a repeat of what I keep hearing. But, it is a good beginner book. I just have, like, when I get a special interest, I just, like, read and read and read and read and don't stop till my brain hurts. And then I take a couple days and I go back and read and read and read. So, yeah. The second one, I found extremely interesting. Like, I didn't want to put the book down. I was very, 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 very invested into this book. It's called The Occult, Witchcraft, and Magic. And it was a very big book. That's kind of why I hurried to read the first book, because the book was so big, and like you only get the books for 3 weeks, and then my crazy ass just borrowed 3 books at a time this time. I don't know how that's gonna go. Anyway, this had a lot of history and like different magical types. It had like ancient magic, Greek and Roman magic, northern magic, medieval magic, Renaissance magic, Native American magic, voodoo and hoodoo, and like many, many others. And then there was, I think this is a god called Lamastu. And I found him kind of interesting because apparently it targets pregnant women and babies. Worst enemy was another demon. Oh, I guess it's a demon. Pazuzu, which converts evil and bad luck. So, I mean, that was interesting. And then there's this guy, it talked about this guy called Zoroaster, who basically is where the word magic came from. So it has all about him, which I found very interesting, and he came from like the Zoroastrian religion, I guess aka Zarathustra. And it was, do you mind? Oh, don't you talk to me like that. Jesus, she stepped on my notebook. Cats. And it came from ancient Persia, which is now modern day Iran. And this was between, like, somewhere between 1000 and 500 BC. And he was known as Magi, or Magi, something like that, which eventually led to the word magic. So, I mean, I thought that was very interesting. And then, there was a guy named Giordano Bruno, which I guess was a witch. And he actually was burned in the 1600s. And then Nostradamus was actually in there. And I found some interesting stuff on him. Like, I did not know that his wife and kids died from the plague. So, like, it has his life in there, too. And that was extremely interesting. Let's see if there's anything else in here. No. Now it's stuff that I wrote on the book I'm reading now, which actually is the Witch's Book of Self-Care. So, like, if you like this video, I will do more videos on the books I read. But both of these books were really good. But I found the Occult one extremely interesting. So I liked it more than the other one. But it's because the other one was so beginner-based that I already knew half of it. So, I mean, but it is a really good book for beginners. I mean, I'm still a beginner, but, like, apparently I'm a beginner after the beginner because I knew a lot what was in that book, and I was highly surprised. Do you mind? Can you stay out of stuff? Like, stay out of that. Stay out of that. Anyways, I'm going to end the video here. Tell me what you thought. Like I said, my videos aren't usually rambly because I don't usually have a whole lot to say. As I ramble on, telling you I don't have a whole lot to say. And sorry I look like crap. But it's been one of those weeks and I need sleep. And until next time, bye guys.